I would now like to invite Dr. Vishal Rao, my colleague at IPH, who also happens to be a member of the High-Powered Committee on Tobacco Control, to speak a few words about the exemplary work of Honorable Minister Shri U.T. Khader.
Very good evening to all of you all, and my greetings to all the members sitting on the dais. It's indeed a great pleasure for me to share these few words of, I think, a great opportunity and a difficult task to introduce Shri U.T. Khader, the Honorable Minister for Food Supplies and Consumer Affairs. Before I give this introduction, I must share a story which I felt was very relevant to this particular introduction. And aptly, I wanted to share this interesting story which I heard in the early days of my practice about a gentleman who had 3 children, all 3 children who were doctors. Now, among these 3 children, the senior most, that is the eldest son, was actually the one having the best practice and the youngest son having the weakest practice. And somebody asked the father, how do you feel when you actually deal with your 3 children, all 3 who are doctors, and especially when you know that the eldest son is doing so well, but your youngest son is not doing very well? So he said, you know, when I look at my 3 children, I see my eldest son. He is so busy in his practice. He has hundreds of people who throng from across the country and from across the land to meet him, because even at the verge of death, he is able to gift life to them. But he said, if you look at my second son, you know, his practice is not that good. That's because he's trying to pick up cases very early, and thus they don't even reach that end where things are irreversible. So his practice is not that well. But if you look at my youngest son, he is so busy working in the community that he doesn't want anybody to get sick at all. So he said, I am so proud about my youngest son that my heart goes out to him. Now here I am introducing a man, Shri U.T. Khader, and I must tell you all, if his father, Shri U.T. Farid, was to see him today, he will not see him as a lawyer, he would see him as a doctor, because he was the man actually using policy who tried to do all 3 aspects of this doctor, who tried to fuse each one of this. And so I'll take this opportunity to talk a few words about what he did through his tenure of the last 3 years being the health minister. To start with, I also want to tell you all one thing. I've always heard that, a man climbs a mountain for 2 reasons. One is so that the world looks at him more clearly. And the other reason is so that he can see the world more clearly. I saw this man in the last 3 years, went and took that position as the first time health minister, and saw a beautiful bird's eye view of the larger health system. I wouldn't say that he did earth-shattering things. I wouldn't say that he did something phenomenal that nobody would have done. But yes, he did touch lives. He did touch his patients, his healthcare systems. He did touch several people with simple philosophies. And a few among them, which I felt were worth sharing, was his entry into health ministry came with the Gutka ban. That, I think, was a big bang. Gutka ban was one such controversial case, and I must tell you all, as I was going up to welcome the minister, I was in the lift and Triveni said, let's click the lobby. And I said, lobby? And I just remembered my minister and the Gutka ban. And all I remembered was lobbies and lobbies around him trying to stop him from doing what he did. And I was telling Triveni, I said, you know what, lobby reminded me of so many other connotations and words. During this particular phase of the Gutka ban, what he achieved was something which was exemplary, because I was there inside the assembly when those questions were raised. I was there when every single attempt was done to reverse that ban. Every single attempt that was done to actually by several groups that said that it should be reversed immediately. There was an assembly walkout. So many attempts were done, and there was only one man who stood after all of these loud shouts. That was U.T. Khader, who spoke and said that I would request all of you to go back to Kidwai one round. All those people who spoke just now that it should be reversed, to go back to Kidwai one round, meet the patients, come back and then tell me if you are justified in doing this. After that, what was more beautiful was our Honorable CM stood up and said, I'm amazed that a young minister who has become the minister for the first time had the courage, conviction and the guts to actually stand and talk against such senior colleagues here and say that he wouldn't change it. So he said, I'll back him. And it was a game changer. It was a very strong message that was sent out by the political class to say that if they want to, they can be the greatest doctors. They can actually change the system. John Hopkins University did a study of Karnataka, independent of the Karnataka government, which showed that there was a significant reduction in gutka consumption. While twin packets are still being sold, there was still a reduction, and what this showed was Karnataka was the best enforcing state in the entire country. He, after that, went on to do several other tasks, such as the Harish Santwana Yojana, which actually recognizes the golden hour period during accidents. He went on to actually help create the Good Samaritan Act, a very beautiful act, where he was an example. He was the example for the Good Samaritan, because at least 2 times that I have known that he got down from his car, gave the patients his car and went in a rickshaw, so that somebody else will live and he will go back and he would live in anonymity. The act of introducing oral health policy for the first time, so that elderly people who don't have teeth may have a teeth and give a smile, was one of his initiatives. He took cancer notification to its I think pinnacle heights, where he did, the ICMR had requested government of Karnataka way back in 2000 to say, please make cancer a notifiable disease, it will help this burden. He had a very strong eye for this particular group, because he used to say that this is the one disease that rips out the finances of a family. And so not only doing it for the Vajpayee or Agashri, but also said that making it cancer as a notifiable disease would help frame policies, and hence took a very fervent view towards implementing the cancer notification as well as creating the cancer control committees. He also went ahead to create several such initiatives in these areas. And I could go on and on such, and the last of which was the e-cigarette, the electronic cigarette, which he actually banned before he moved out of the health ministry to the food supply ministry. And that, I think, was a monumental step, because among the countries across the world are looking at Karnataka today with awe. Because while every country was contemplating on what to do with it, he was the one who, through political strong will, said we should ban it, and it was banned under the Drugs and Cosmetics Act. So with these few words, I would say that it's a pleasure for us today to host and actually do a thank you and felicitation for the Honorable Food Supply Minister Shri U.T. Khadir. And I think it's a very proud moment that we've shared this desk, this time, and this particular space to commemorate all his achievements and thank him for it. Thank you, sir.